Hey everybody, it's James here from the Sawyer Family Reviews channel. Today is Wednesday, February 17th, 2021. This is the weekly comic book pickups video. Every week I buy comic books. I buy them for myself, I buy them for my kids. I buy them at Queen City Comics in Fairfield, Ohio, zip code 45014. If you're in the area and into comics, check out the comic shop. And while you're there, check out the toy department. All right, before we jump into the bag, there is nothing off of my shelves in the bag this week because I knew this beast was coming in. Uncanny X-Men Omnibus Volume 4. There it is, Volume 4. This is still shrink-wrapped. I haven't even got a chance to open it yet. But I knew this beast was coming in, so I was like, well, I don't need to grab anything off the shelves this week because we're going to be looking at this guy. I've been waiting for this one for a while. So we had Uncanny X-Men Omnibuses. Well, there was X-Men Omnibus Volume 1 and 2, which is the Silver Edge stuff. And then there was Uncanny X-Men Omnibus Volumes 1, 2, and 3 of the Claremont era. And then it went into the crossover omnibuses. So you had the Mutant Massacre, Fall of the Mutants, Inferno. Then you had the Jim Lee Claremont omnibuses. And inside there was also the Extinction Agenda, oversized hardcover. But there was this gap between the Uncanny X-Men omnibuses and the Mutant Massacre crossovers. And this is the beginning of filling in that gap. So Uncanny X-Men Omnibus Volume 4 collects Uncanny X-Men 176 through 193, X-Men Annual 8, The Kitty Pryde and Wolverine 1 through 6, X-Men and Alpha Flight 1 and 2, and Marvel Fanfare number 40. So they put in some extra stuff in here, like the Kitty Pryde, Wolverine, and the X-Men Alpha Flights, that X-Men Annual, and that kind of fills this up a little more so that we will get one more omnibus, a Volume 5, that should go right into Mutant Massacre, if I'm not mistaken. This retails at $125. I went with the direct market cover because I always like the covers that are actually from this era of the books. There's also the regular cover, which is a painted cover, or not. I don't think it's a painted cover actually. It's just another art cover by a more modern artist. But I always defer to the classic covers. I'm not going to open this up until I have time to stretch the spine when I get home, but I'm very excited to have this. All right, so there's only actually 2 new books in here, but there's multiple copies of one of the books. Let's jump in. First off is for Gracie. Before I left the house, she said, get me a Spider-Man. So I will always defer to the animated stuff. And I went with Spider-Man Adventures number 7. I don't know if she's got this one. I don't think she does. This used to be only $1.50. I think it was $2 nowadays. That's your creative team on it. So this is based off Spider-Man, the 90s animated series. So the visual style is very much in keeping with that, and it's an easier read. You don't have to know a bunch of continuity for Spider-Man. You can just kind of jump right in and have a Spider-Man adventure. Next up is a book that I'm not actually going to flip through, and that is Turtles: The Last Ronin number 2. Issue 2. This is $8.99, which is crazy expensive. I can't really show you that well, but you can see that the size, I'll put this down at the bottom, is bigger than a regular comic book, which is kind of annoying. It's really tough to put this anywhere. I still have my Last Ronin number 1 just sitting out on the shelf because I have nowhere else to put it. I did not flip through the first one, I don't think, when I did the comic book pickups, and I won't flip through this one because there is a lot of spoilery stuff, and a lot of people are looking forward to this book. So I am not going to flip through it. Maybe next week I'll put it back in my bag and then flip through it. That way I give a week for any kind of spoiler stuff that might happen. But this is sort of a future tale where there's only one turtle left. Don't think that it's automatically think it's Raphael because it has a red bandana and the size, because as you can see, he's also got other weapons on him. Right? And in the original comics, all of them were red. So don't believe this is Raphael just by the cover. I'm not saying it isn't Raphael, but I'm not saying it is Raphael. So it's like a future tale where there's only one turtle left. And he's kind of a lone hero fighting against all this stuff. It's kind of like a Dark Knight Returns take on Turtles. The first issue was a lot of fun. I'm very much looking forward to the second issue. But again, I'm not going to flip through it because I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. And then last is 3 copies of X-Men Legends number 1. I got this cover for me, because I love this era of Toy Biz X-Men. And then I got the regular cover for both Blaze and Keaton. These are $4.99, and X-Men Legends is done by older creative teams. Like this one is Fabian Nicieza and Brett Booth, which is a very 90s team, set in the midst of their runs on the book. So there's going to be this team. There's going to be Walter and Louise Simonson doing a X Factor. I'm so excited about this book because, as you guys know, if you're watching the channel, I no longer read the regular X books because I really don't dig the new status quo at all. I really enjoyed House of X, Powers of X, but everything since then, I'm not a fan of. I don't really like the X-Men being sort of this separate nation and kind of feeling like the bad guys. I really don't like it. But this I'm very excited about. This will take you back to the 90s or whatever era they decided to do a series in. If you're hesitant to pick up regular X-Men books because you don't know where you'll be at or what's going on, this one might be a good one for you to pick up. There are a bunch of other covers too, but this one screamed James. And then I just got the boys the regular cover. And that is it for this week. Not a whole lot of books, but some very exciting books. I'm very excited about this. I'm very excited about this. And I'm very excited about that omnibus. So leave a comment down below and let me know what you guys picked up. If you enjoy the videos, like, subscribe, notify, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.